People talk about how difficult it is to adapt video games to live action movies. But one of the also equally difficult things to do is to take an anime or manga and turn that into a live action movie. We've seen a lot of those to varying degrees of success, from Death Note, Bleach, Tokyo Ghoul, and most recently Ghost in the Shell, which I actually enjoyed. You can check out my review on that. With all its flaws, I actually enjoyed that one. But I never thought that it would be possible to actually pull this off and pay proper respects to the material. I think this time around, they got it mostly right. So let's talk about Alita Battle Angel, or Battle Angel Alita, however you want to say it. Directed by James Cameron and starring Rosa Salazar, Christoph Waltz, Jennifer Connelly, and Mahershala Ali. This is a story of a deactivated cyborg who's found in a junkyard by a robotics doctor, a specialist. And when she's brought back to life, so to speak, she has no memory of who she is. So she has to go on a journey to find out exactly who she is and what she can do. Battle Alita Angel. And like I said, guys, this one, I think they got this one mostly right because I enjoyed the hell out of this. Let's get into it. First of all, the visuals. This movie looks amazing. And huge props. Now, Robert Rodriguez is a director that I have always enjoyed. Even goofy crap like Spy Kids to some degree when I was younger. I liked those movies. My absolute favorite of his is still Desperado. But everything he's done, I've enjoyed to varying degrees. He's not the greatest director out there, but he's definitely a man who knows how to shoot action, who knows how to use his sets, who knows how to keep visuals entertaining and keep your eyes glued to the screen. And the fact that he had James Cameron producing behind this, you just know that combination is going to be fantastic, and they deliver on this. From the locations, the location shots, to the look of the character, they used well, of course, a lot of this movie was done with 3D cameras, but it's also CG animated to make her eyes look, you know, like anime eyes, which honestly I didn't have that much of a problem with. I think from when I first saw it in the trailer, it was a little disconcerting, but watching the movie, you'll be surprised how quickly you get used to it. And the action sequences, oh my goodness, these things are so fantastically well shot. I saw everything. You know, usually when you see these, they do it so frenzied, and you know, the editing cuts are so insane that you can't really see what's going on. You could see everything that was going on here. The murder ball, oh my goodness, that's one of the best sequences in this entire movie. Even though all of the action sequences, I love the bar fight, I love the street fights, I loved all of it, but that murder ball sequence is one of the highlights of this movie and really shows visually what this director could do and what he could pull off. And of course the team behind it as well. The score was by Junkie XL, and I thought the score was good. I thought, especially for the fact that, you know, they were trying to, like I said, bring this manga to life. They adapted, I believe, the first 4 mangas in the Gun series, or Gum, how do you pronounce that? It's kind of spelled weird, but I have never read those manga, but I am familiar with the animated movie, so I was going off of that. But like I said, a lot of it is from the manga, and I thought that was great. I thought going off of that, you got a lot more stuff that I wasn't expecting, but yet the anime, that stuff is there as well for those who've never read the manga. This felt like a movie that really wanted to stay true to the characters, stay true to the source material, so that fans of that material would enjoy this. And obviously they can't adapt every single thing, but for what we got a cohesive story that made sense. And to me, that is what's important, because anime and manga, sometimes the translation of these things to Western audiences, things can get lost in translation. Ghost in the Shell, while I thought the visuals were fantastic, that is a story that is so philosophical. It's very hard to adapt and to condense into the time frame that they were working with. With Battle Alita, I found that, to me, what we got was enough information to make us understand what was happening, but also look forward to more. So that was to me, that was really well done. And of course, the actors here, Rosa Salazar, I mean, she did a fantastic job. I believe she was in Maze Runner. I hope I'm right about that. I'm remembering her from Maze Runner. And her character is such a throwaway type of female character in that she never really makes an impression. I actually find that character to be so, whatever. Couldn't care if she lived or died in that. Here, she sold every scene she was in, whether it was an emotional scene, whether it was a action sequence, a funny scene. Everything worked. And her relationship with the always fantastic Christoph Waltz, that doctor character, it was believable from the beginning, from when they developed into that father-daughter relationship they had. I loved it. Christoph Waltz, he's so good here because he doesn't really, how should I say, his character is almost very subdued, but you can tell that he's a man, he feels things deeply, he's very intelligent. All of that is portrayed really well with this character. I thought they were really the standouts for me in this. Sadly, Mahershala Ali doesn't have that much to do here, and he's such a brilliant actor that it felt like a waste. It honestly felt like they could have put anybody else in that role and it would not have mattered, and that was a disappointment for me. That's a negative for me, because that is what I call wasting talent. Mahershala Ali, he should have been the main villain, so to speak, because he could offer us so much more, but sadly, this is what he had to work with. Another negative for me, and I'm getting into those now, and this is a bit of a, it wasn't so big that I stopped enjoying the movie, but it's definitely something that's obvious, and that's the pacing. This movie has this weird pacing issue where the action sequences will happen, something like fantastic and frenzied will happen, and you'll get into it and your adrenaline will start pumping, your eyes are glued to the screen, you want more, and then that's it cuts, and then it goes into something maybe a lot more monologue-y or people having conversations. There's nothing wrong with that, but it just felt really abrupt, the way those two moments would come together. And I don't know if that's because of the writing or the directing really, but the pacing was very sluggish to me, especially in that second act. Not so much the first, and I think the third is pretty good. It's still wonky there, but it's not as bad. That second act, the pacing is all over the place. But I'm happy to say, even with the pacing issues, even with sadly the waste of Mahershala Ali, this is an entertaining, strong, well-adapted, who knew they could pull it off, version of manga turned live action movie. This was so entertaining. I loved it from beginning to end. And that ending, I really hope this movie does well enough to give us more stories in this world. Because like I said, the visuals, it almost made me think of WALL-E. Of all things, WALL-E came to mind while I was watching this movie. And that's a good thing. But like I said, guys, overall, this movie, even with its flaws, I highly recommend checking this out. Especially if you can see it in 3D or in an IMAX theater. It is an eye-gasm. And I'm giving it a 7.5 out of 10. And that's it, guys. So we finally got a good anime to live action adaptation. So no excuses for anybody coming after this. It can be done. If you like this video, please feel free to hit that like button, guys. It's really appreciated. And thank you so much again for all your support and wonderful comments. If you want to subscribe to my channel, you can click on my face over there. And I'm also on Stardust under the same name, Movie Junkie, capital M, capital G. And until next time, guys, bye-bye.